WOOHOOJIN versus Worthy on ranked anxiety. Recently, WOOHOOJIN released a video about dealing with ranked anxiety and how the difference between deathmatch versus ranked matches have a little bit of variance when it comes to gunfights and how you're feeling in them. I didn't fully agree with his take, and this is my response to it. Let me know in the comments what you think.
That looks nothing like your ranked fights. The first fight of the fight. Do you see the target confirmation? There's a pause where you actually make sure you're... I love that. That pause does not exist here.
I know exactly.
It doesn't exist. I genuinely panic. I know, because you're stressed. You're focused on too many things. Of course you panic. Ranked is way harder than deathmatch. The floor becomes literally lava. While in deathmatch, it's just the carpet. This is your problem. We need to overcome that. And trust me, we can overcome that. The only way to fix this is more rank. Because your deathmatch technique is good, your rank technique is the problem. Here are some methods to fixing it. Method 1, and I did this myself when I climbed to Immortal the first time. Two accounts, we'll call them account A and account B. Let's say account A is gold 1, 80 RR, and account B is gold 1, 20 RR. I would lock account A. As in, I would not be allowed to play on account A until account B surpasses it. So I'll only play on account B. Even if I derank to silver 2 or whatever, then I'll keep playing on account B. But eventually, account B, sometime later, will be gold 2, 1 RR. And you know what I do? I lock it. No playing on it. Now I'll play on account 1. The reason why I'll do this is it means I can never lose my peak. I always have an account that's at my peak RR because people associate value to their peak. To their rank. Because you associate value to your rank, you rush your shots, you panic, you're worried. Oh no, I'm gonna lose. I just hit diamond. Well, now, right after you hit diamond, you don't touch that account. You play on your platinum 3 account until it passes your diamond account. So now you can never lose your peak RR. It's impossible.
All right, this option is one word, copium. You're not treating the cause of the issue, you're treating the symptom. And the symptom is what he said, which is very true. Value to the rank. Why do we put value on the rank? Well, it sets a social status for us in the Valorant community. It's all this other stuff. Here's the problem. You need to nullify the desire for getting a PNG. You need to nullify the desire of having a certain amount of RR. You need to nullify that desire because at the end of the day, you have to look at what it actually has in terms of value. That's how you treat the problem. If you're doing this, you're dodging the actual issue. It's kind of like beating around the bush. You're kind of avoiding the problem, that dark spot in the room. You're trying to avoid it and stick to the light, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And yes, I would say in the short term, this could help you. Avoiding the problem is just delaying the inevitable. It's no different than when I say when you're dealing with crouching in a gunfight. A lot of people say, well, just avoid the problem by unbinding the key. Unbind the key and it'll go away. Well, then the problem comes back when you rebind the key because you didn't treat the problem. You treated the symptom. Why does it come back? Because of a fear response. So you're not giving yourself a solution. You're just saying, I'm going to stay where it's comfortable to be. If you want to grow in anything in life, you need to pursue the uncomfortable feeling. You have to live in that. Uncomfortable is good. Failure is good. That's where you grow. Nobody learned a goddamn thing from success. They all learned it through failure. They got better through failure. They made mistakes over and over again. When you do this kind of thing here, you're avoiding that failure. You're avoiding that ability to learn. You choose to not live in fear. Now, when we're talking about the crouch example, I've talked about how you have to ask yourself the tough questions. Why was I crouching in that situation? Another example of this is where I've had some students who have popped a Phoenix ult or they've used a Sova drone and they're freaking out and trying to hit a flick right away or they're dropping right into a crouch. And so they're going like, why are you afraid right now? Because you're immortal. You literally cannot be killed. So you got to ask yourself, why am I afraid? What is making me feel anxiety? And you have to counter that and fight that. It's a mental battle. I'm a firm believer that Valorant is a video game that is won, or a game in general that is won from the inside out. It's how much you believe in yourself, what you tell to yourself to be able to overcome the fear. It's that inner belief. It's like if you start a brand new job and you say, I'm gonna make 60K. Well, you're setting your heights to only a certain limit, where you could be saying to yourself, I'm gonna get promoted and I'm gonna make 500K. And if you say that, you're now shooting your sights higher. It's kind of like that saying, you shoot for the stars, you land on the moon. You might actually make it to the stars, but you won't make it if you don't set your mind to that. So it all comes from this fear mindset. You need to play with faith and you need to play with love. When you start living your life in faith and love, you don't live in fear. You don't sit there thinking, what could go wrong if I queue, versus what can go well? What can I learn if I queue? What can I gain as experience if I queue? Because every game that you put underneath your belt will improve you as a player regardless of the result if you're willing to look for that learning. But if you close your mind to that learning, you will never deal with the problem. And that's the issue behind this whole thing. So if you want a copium and you want the comfortable route, you can do this, but you're still going to have problems not only in Valorant but in your life with dealing with fear. And until you've dealt with that fear head on and told yourself that there really isn't that much of a need to have what I'm thinking I'm having, you're going to be plagued with this for the rest of your life. I want to hear more of what he has to say.
There are pretty obvious pros to this. Can't lose our rank. You just can't. It's impossible to lose your rank. Works very well. I find almost everybody who does this, they pog off their gourds. Cons, no skins, more time. And I mean,
Really? He says no skins? What?
I have an alt account. You guys have seen my raised practice account? Tier 3s? It's why I have skins on that account too.
Oh, I had so much faith in them there.